Okay, so not long ago I made a review regarding the Dead Space remake, and to be truthfully honest, I didn't like how that video came out. Because reason being, there was a bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, and for some reason I didn't talk about it, so I'm doing it again. And yeah, let's get into it. So, the Dead Space remake. One of my most anticipated games for a number of reasons. Well, one, I'm a big Dead Space fan. Mainly the first game and the second game. I think they're fantastic. Although that the original, it was getting on a bit, but I still loved it. Dead Space 2, massive improvement over the first one. Dead Space 3, on the other hand, not a good game. It had some cool ideas, but it just didn't land on the spot. With the franchise, going out of business for a little bit and coming back into resurgence of a remake, I was very cautious with the studio who was making it, Motive Studios, and also EA who's publishing it. I was surprised. It was actually a really, really good remake. I would not say that this remake topples the original. I think they are on the same level. Reason being is that some things in the original they done it better, and some things in the remake they done it much better. In terms of the gameplay, it's a massive improvement of the original. I mean, that's probably the best part of the game that shines. It takes the elements of Dead Space 2 and Dead Space 3 gameplay, well, without the the whole roll and dodge and cover system what was in Dead Space 3. None of that. Mostly towards Dead Space 2's gameplay, and they did a phenomenal job. And I would say it kind of feels like that it's in between Dead Space 1 and 2. It's not as fast as Dead Space 2, but it's not as slow as Dead Space 1. The story, now, I have some issues with it. Reason being is that some of the dialogue that has been delivered felt very stilted. I wish they should have put more emotion into some of the scenes here and there, but it wasn't really enough to destroy my enjoyment of the game. And boy oh boy, is this scary. This is a very, very scary game. They have this new mechanic called the Intensity Director. Basically what it does, if you go into a room or something and nothing happens, like it's all quiet and this and that, like oh you think you're safe, then all suddenly the Intensity Director kicks in, and then it just throws an enemy at you randomly. It doesn't happen in the same exact spot, it happens in other spots here and there, so it throws you off. They do have some scripted jump scares, or some scripted encounters with the enemies and stuff like that. Once you get past all that, it becomes random, and you have no idea where the enemies are going to come out of, and I think it's a great addition. Now, I did talk about that the dialogue was a bit stilted in some of the characters, but in most aspects, I think they did a very, very good job. They expanded on some of the story stuff, and they added in some new things here and there, and also Isaac Clarke, the main protagonist, speaks. Finally, this was something way before this remake was even a thing, that I wished, if they were going to do something with the original, that Isaac Clarke should talk. I like talking protagonists. I don't like silent protagonists, although in the original I didn't mind it because like the rest of the game was really, really awesome. And it's voiced by Gunnar Wright, who voiced Isaac in Dead Space 2 and 3. Great voice actor. I mean, if you've seen all the clips and stuff like that of him, his reactions to stuff and this and that, really, really great job. And also that twist, I mean, I've played the original thousands of times and know what's going to happen in it. And also, don't expect this game to be, like, completely different. The same story beats are there, although some of the levels are a bit different, but most of the same story beats are there. But they added in a twist within the twist. So, spoiler alert, if you haven't played the game yet, If you have, welcome. Hope you're still around. Isaac Clarke has a girlfriend who was on board the Ishimura, which this game takes place on. She has been dead for a little bit, but Isaac does not know that up until Kendra Daniels shows him the rest of the video footage that Nicole sent him before she died. This other character, Elizabeth Cross, she had a prominent role in this remake, and she was in the hydroponics section of the game. She talked to Isaac for a little bit about the Weezers and stuff like that. I was kind of confused like my first run for like, are we going to see her again? I mean, we haven't seen her in a while. And then the twist happened that the person who was helping us, that we thought that was Nicole, was actually an hallucination of Nicole, and the person who was helping us was actually Elizabeth Cross, helping us transfer the marker to its pedestal. And I think it was a great twist within a twist. I know that there's some people out there that didn't think that it was a good idea. I don't care. I loved it. That's what matters to me. And one complaint what I have is one of the characters, which I wish they should have got the original voice actor for, and that was Terrence Kyne, one of the doctors aboard the Ishimura. The voice actor that they picked, I mean, if you've seen the comparisons, I mean, it's night and day difference. The original Dr. Kyne in the first game, whole much better, but in this one, in the remake, yeah, it doesn't do it for me at all. But there are so much good things in this remake that you can kind of ignore the flaws in it, but you know, if it bothers you, I understand. Overall, yeah, it surprised me. I didn't think that this remake was going to be good. Who knows what the future has in store for us in terms of the new Dead Space games. There's a rumor that they might remake Dead Space 2. We'll have to see. I'm a bit concerned about that because Dead Space 2 is my favourite game out of the 3 mainline games. It doesn't need to be remake in my opinion. Remastered maybe, but you know, we'll see what happens. So, in terms of a rating, I would give it the same rating as I did with the original video I did, and that is an 8 out of 10. But if I'm being extremely generous, I would give it a 9 out of 10, because that is how good this game is. But because of my issues with it, it stands as an 8 out of 10. So if you have played this game, and you also played the original game, what did you guys think about it? Tell me in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.